What's going on, everybody? This is part 2 of a diet series that we are in on my channel, Honor Your Temple, where we are going over some of the more popular diets that people are using and turning to when they're looking to lose weight and just better their health overall and build muscle and just better their physique as well. My name is Jonathan, and in part 2, we're going to talk about plant-based diets. We're just going to kind of go over what a plant-based diet consists of, the pros and cons of turning to a plant-based diet, and just my overall take on plant-based diets, and do I think they're good or not good for you, and just my overall thoughts on it. So when it comes to a plant-based diet, we'll first talk about what's not in a plant-based diet versus what is. So in people that are more plant-based and vegan style eaters, they severely limit all animal, based type of foods. This is going to be things like your dairy, as well as all of your major animal protein sources like, beef, chicken, turkey, all those different things are going to be more animal-based style foods. And the majority of your foods are going to come from, your plant-based foods, your fruits, your vegetables, your nuts, like avocados for your fats, foods like that are going to be more plant-derived. One of the biggest things that plant-based diets are really known for, especially when it comes to just improving your health, is really helping improve your insulin sensitivity. So insulin resistance is the biggest cause of a lot of major, health issues and diseases. With me being a type 1 diabetic, that is a big insulin resistance issue where your body, well, in my case, my pancreas isn't making any insulin because your body isn't able to absorb and use insulin well to keep your blood sugar stable. Other things too, like cancer, heart issues, liver issues, a lot of different just health issues that come with, insulin resistance, all can kind of be linked back to metabolic syndrome and insulin resistance in some way, shape, or form. So if you are somebody that is struggling with a lot of major health issues, and especially you see that you are heavily insulin resistant, switching to a more plant-based diet, because of the amount of antioxidants and minerals and nutrients that you're going to find in a lot of plant-based foods, plant-based diets are going to be really good with helping to decrease your insulin resistance and increase your insulin sensitivity so your blood sugars are more stable and you can feel better and be healthier overall. Plant-based diets can be also good for weight loss, especially, again, because metabolic syndrome is another big thing that leads to a lot of key health issues and things that happen in people's body. Being able to be, at a healthy weight is going to go a long way for helping to increase your overall health and longevity. And plant-based diets, because they do take out a lot of heavier calorie foods, is going to help you be in a calorie deficit, especially when you're an active individual. So generally people that are on plant-based diets have no real issues with weight loss and things of that sort. Another big thing too is, being able to reduce inflammation, chronic inflammation inside the body, which is another big thing that is linked to a lot of the major health issues that you're going to find in people that have them. Is definitely going to be a lot of inflammation. So being able to reduce that can go a long way, and plant-based diets can be great for that. One of the biggest cons for me when it comes to a plant-based diet, especially, is going to be in just the amount of protein that you're going to be intaking. Hitting protein needs is the hardest part about going fully plant-based, because plant-based sources of food, they are not complete proteins, and they generally do not have, a lot of protein compared to your animal sources of food, like, your fish, your chicken, your beef, your turkey, and things of that sort. So being able to, structure a plant-based diet in a way where you're meeting the protein needs that you need, especially for somebody that's going to be active and in the gym and lives that type of lifestyle, that can be a big challenge that you're going to find in adopting a fully plant-based diet. Another big thing too, one of the key nutrients that you're going to find in animal-based proteins especially are going to be nutrients like iron especially, and vitamin B, especially vitamin B12. That's a big nutrient that you're going to find in a lot of foods that eating in a plant-based way, you're not going to be getting an adequate amount of. So if you are somebody that is low on vitamin B and iron especially, that is one thing that you want to look at and consider. And if you are going to go plant-based, figure out a way to kind of work around that and just make sure that you're getting the most optimal nutrients that you possibly can while eating a more plant-based diet. For me, if you were to ask me my take on plant-based diets, you can never go wrong with eating in a more plant-based way. Our bodies naturally respond better to things that, you know, come from nature, just because, you know, the way that we're wired and the way that God made us, you know, eating in a way that's going to be more plant-based is definitely not going to be something that is going to harm you in the long run, especially. So from a longevity and just the impact on your health with, you know, going to a more plant-based diet, it is definitely something that if anybody, you know, is considering that, I would highly recommend. I think my big thing is for anybody that does officially adopt a more plant-based style of eating, and especially if you're an active individual like me that's resistance training, you know, consistently throughout the year, just figuring out how to make sure you are adequately getting the amount of protein you need. So whether that's going to be, you know, adding a couple plant-based protein shakes in between your meals, whether it's adding a few, you know, high quality protein sources in there, maybe, you know, just having some eggs in the morning, and maybe like a nice good solid like fish source, or like, you know, turkey or chicken at night, whether it's like a piece of salmon or a chicken breast or something like that in between there, alongside a couple plant-based protein shakes, like little things like that that you can try to implement to make sure that you get your full the amount of protein that you need. And like really researching the type of plant-based foods that are pretty high in protein and have a complete amino acid profile. You know, a few right now that I can tell you are really good sources of plant-based proteins are going to be things like quinoa, are going to be things like chickpeas, are going to be things like beans and rice combined together. Different foods like that are going to be complete protein sources from plants. Adding as much of those foods into your regimen, especially for those of you that work out as you can, alongside an overall plant-based diet, is going to be a great option for anybody that needs to lose weight, that wants to, you know, increase their muscle mass, increase their energy, and just better their health. Plant-based diet, something you can never ever go wrong with. So that's just going to be some of the basics, man, around the plant-based diet and just my take on, you know, who it would be good for and my overall thoughts about it. If you guys enjoyed the content, man, definitely be sure to leave a like. Be sure to comment any questions, feedback, or concerns, likes and dislikes. I know not everybody may agree or disagree with, you know, some of the things that are said in this video. So would love to have a healthy discussion with any and all feedback in the comments below. Definitely be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification as well. Honor Your Temple is all about helping you maximize the one life and the one body that you have. You know, God gave us one body and one life to live, and I believe we maximize that and we optimize that to the fullest capacity that we can by focusing on being the healthiest versions of ourselves for one, and then B, making sure we're establishing our faith and our relationship with God. I believe if we have both of those two things together, anything that God has called us to do, we're going to be able to do that to the fullest capacity that, you know, we need to be able to. And this channel is all about just helping you to push you and get you in the right direction moving towards that. So if you guys want to become a part of this community, definitely be sure to subscribe. And thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one.